It's time for the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight, a WIAA Division V regional semifinal between the Platteville Hillmen and the Aquinas Blue Golds. Today's game is made possible by our sponsors. A special thanks to our streaming sponsor, the Turbo University. Today's game is also sponsored by Schumacher-Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. By Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. By Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. By Fiesta Mexicana, for great Mexican food, make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana on Mormon Cooley Road on the south side of La Crosse. By Edward Jones and your advisor in La Crosse, Corey Roof, helping you make sense of investing. Edward Jones. Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home, serving the Cooley region for over 90 years. Ace of La Crosse in the Shelby Mall, your work and play headquarters. By Battery Mart, with batteries for your car, boat, tractor, lawnmower, even your snowblower, Battery Mart. By La Crosse Sign Group, bringing your vision to life, La Crosse Sign Group. By Cooley Bank, bank with confidence and totally free checking at Cooley Bank. Palinger Electric, La Crosse's premier electrical contractors, Palinger Electric. By Clayson Buick GMC, discover the difference at Clayson Buick GMC. By Festival Foods in the Three Rivers Plaza, it's the little things at Festival Foods. By Kirshner Custom Builders, for residential and commercial construction, call Kirshner Custom Builders. And by Bacalar Sausage, making quality sausage products since 1935. Now let's go down to the field with KQEG's Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. We've got playoff action here at Roger Herring Stadium, Veterans Memorial Field. I'm Carl Greenfield. I got Terry Erickson next to me. We got Kyle up on top of the building here at UW La Crosse. And the Aquinas Blue Golds take on the visiting Platteville Hillmen. And these two teams come in both 6-3. They have a couple of common opponents, Terry, this season. Both of them lost to Prairie du Chien. Platteville, in their most recent game, the final game of the season, they got kind of blown out by Prairie du Chien. Aquinas lost a squeaker week 1 right here on a Saturday to Prairie du Chien. And then the other common opponent is Cuba City. Both teams defeated Cuba City. Platteville, first game of the year, won 12-7. And Aquinas on September 13th took down Cuba City 35-14 at Cuba City. Just reflecting back to our first broadcast, we were here on August 24th when the Blue Golds really let the game slip away. And Prairie du Chien won 7-6. After that, the Blue Golds won 5 in a row. And according to their coaching staff, Tom Lee in particular said we should have been 6-0. Going into those two key games, Mineral Point and Lancaster.
Probably the two best teams in the SWAL as well.
Oh, my God.
They ran into a buzzsaw for a couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, they really were dominated by those two teams. But you're right. When you look at the history of playoff football, in the history of the teams winning that conference, it's either Lancaster or Mineral Point.
That's right. And speaking of postseason, the Aquinas Blue Golds, it's been a long time for them.
Well, when you think of the postseason with Aquinas Athletics, you think of girls basketball, volleyball, soccer,
boys basketball,
baseball. You
yep.
think of those teams that have done well in the postseason. You don't think of Blue Gold football, especially when they joined the MVC, because it was sort of an uneven playing field
Absolutely.
In terms of numbers. But just as a going back to reflections of previous Blue Gold teams. Back in 2012 was the last time the Blue Golds went to the playoffs, and they won they won one game, and then they lost right here on this field. We broadcast the game. They lost 27-22 to Durand, and they beat Cuba City in the first game. But those were the days of Michael Conway,
yep.
who had like
very talented
2,000 yards passing.
Good basketball player, too.
Oh, my God. I mean, 18 touchdowns with his arm, 9 more with his legs. You think of guys like Robert Wetstein, Alex D., Chris Polino, some of those players. I mean, that was a great season. But they have not been to the playoffs since.
So let's fast forward to tonight.
The Aquinas Blue Golds coming off a very convincing win last week. I was right here with Nick Ragnar over the Luther Knights, and it was the Will Cambio show. And Will Cambio put up over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. And I think one of the biggest things that we noticed was how much the Blue Golds spread the ball around.
Yeah, I like that. For years, starting with Michael Conway through last year, the Blue Golds left their previous identity of the running game with John Mashuda, Marv Sambatano, Dave Reinders, and they came back to their old roots of running the ball. And as you said, I think they're a much better team. It fits their personnel a lot better.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of good athletes. I mentioned Will Cambio. You also have Aiden Lee, Matthew Reutemann, the fullback, Quinn Miskowski coming around the edge. And let's not discount the running ability of Gavin Wetzel, the quarterback.
I agree. They run by committee. When you look at Aiden Lee's yardage, Will Cambio, you said he's been really blossomed lately. Matthew Reutemann, 4 touchdowns. And if they stop the run, which is going to be one of the goals of Platteville, don't think Gavin Wetzel, who's one of my favorites in terms of his leadership, all-around ability, and just being a great kid. He can throw the ball.
He can back up and throw the ball, and Will Cambio is his favorite target. Wetzel, 9 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions on the season, just short of 60% completion percentage, so he's had a good season there. One young man I wanted to mention that we saw last week that we had not seen all season long, had not carried the football, was Joe Penke, the sophomore. Came in last week, had a touchdown, 79 yards, and really provided that extra depth. And I really think that's going to be one of the things that Aquinas is going to lean on tonight.
I saw his mom walking up the steps. She had Joe Penke's name at that 5'8" sophomore on her shirt. And I said, well, that must have been a pretty special evening a week ago. And she said, that's why I have this shirt on tonight. So you're right. That was pretty special. But I think this is going to be a good matchup.
I think so, too.
A lot of people think this is a toss-up, 4 versus 5. Platteville coming in with some huge wins, too. Maybe not as impressive as Platteville has been in the past because they haven't had a lot of success either. 2 big wins, Westby and Dodgeville. But, again, as you said, losing to Prairie du Chien last week. A brand-new coach. His first year as head coach, been a coach in Belmont. That's where I got to know him, way down in the area where Art Fahey grew up.
Yep.
You're down in there. First year as a head coach, second 2 years an assistant. So he's trying to bring this program back
rejuvenate
the way
them.
it was.
Yeah.
You bet.
And, you mentioned they're maybe not quite as successful, but they have some individuals that can put some points on the board, can rack up some yardage. Look at their quarterback, Tyler McLean, over 60% completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He does throw the ball a decent amount of volume, so those interceptions, maybe not all bad reads or bad throws, but they lean on one man on the ground, and that's John Gumi. 11 touchdowns on the year, over 850 yards.
You're going to see a little bit of a huge distinction in styles this evening. You'll see the Blue Golds, which we talked about, like to stay on the ground. Statistics certainly prove that out. But then you'll see the Platteville Hillmen, who like to spread the game from sideline to sideline. They use a lot of spreads, kind of a hybrid power offense with a spread component. So that'll be interesting to see if they can do that against Tom Lee's, not only the head coach, but he's the defensive coordinator. Spent a lot of time against the spread, preparing the Blue Golds.
And I think that's one of the strengths of this Aquinas team is their defensive intensity. A few weeks back, Nick Ragnar and I were at Logan High School when they played Darlington, and it was a defensive battle, and it was the Aquinas defense pitching a shutout and forcing turnovers in key moments that gave them that victory.
I like their defensive backs. I mean, their skill, their instinct, they close on the ball quickly. I mean, We're going to introduce the entire unit here in a little bit, but there's a lot of leadership in that backside for the Blue Golds.
Well, we're just about set for kickoff. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back right before kickoff, we'll announce our keys to tonight's matchup. So stick around for that, and stick around for the opening kick. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV, and KQEGTV.com. Our stream sponsor for tonight is Viterbo.
Viterbo University students think about creating a better future. They feel inspired by their professors and peers and believe they will change the world. Viterbo University offers students an affordable education with a 4-year graduation guarantee and 100% placement rate. Plus, at Viterbo, students enjoy support at every step with a close-knit campus community in beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. Schedule a campus visit today.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Do you feel the need to be free? Totally free checking, that is. Cooley Bank can satisfy that need. His free, her free, your free. Free means something different to everyone. Totally free means Cooley Bank has you covered. Free debit card, free online banking, free bill pay, free mobile banking, free e-statements, free interest checking, and a free gift when you open your account. Do you feel the need to be free? Totally free? Go to any Cooley Bank branch or CooleyBank.net for more information. Cooley Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody. Just getting set for kickoff. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. And Terry, some keys for tonight's game.
Well, I think Platteville needs to stop the blue-gold run, and we talked about it, the running by committee. They need to stop that, need to put pressure on up front and control, I think, a much improved offensive line for the Blue Goals. And the Blue Goals defensively need to continue to play at the top of their game defensively with their DBs who will have their work cut out for them. That will be a key. And then sustaining drives. If the Blue Goals can have a typical Blue Gold sustained drive game, I think the advantage to the Aquinas Blue Golds.
And the kickoff is fielded at the 12-yard line by Platteville. Makes one man miss, goes towards the sideline, and is pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line where the Hillmen will take over. 1st and 10.
Good open field tackle, too, by number 33, Jack Coleman, a senior, 5'10", 168. Good big part of the special units for the Blue Golds. And right away you see trips to the wide side.
You talked about the spread offense, spread formation. McLean under center, 6'1" senior quarterback. Back to pass, fires, finds a man, and is taken down at the 35-yard line. First completion is good. That's Seth Millsap making the catch for the Hillman.
Aiden Lee right there. You'll see Aiden Lee in on a lot of tackles as a defensive back, two-way performer. And we'll see a lot of this spread offense tomorrow here as we will be in the press box for the Oshkosh Eagle game.
Should be a good one here. Option run. And slips a tackler and gets across the 40-yard line. A first down there for McLean.
Boy, he slipped out of the tackle of Noah DeGroot, the 6'2 senior, had him for a loss, and instead moves the chains.
8-yard gain there for McLean. Gives him a new set of downs, 43-yard line. Just underway here at Roger Herring Stadium. Trips to the near side, handoff. Goes to Gumi and gets across to the 48-yard line.
Gumi got to the edge, tackled by Ethan Roop, who leads the Blue Gulls, the senior 6'5", 200-pounder, with 87 tackles.
6-yard gain there for John Gumi, the 5'11", 200-pound junior running back. Tough load to take down there. 2nd and 4. Back to pass McLean. The blitz comes and hits him, but he's got his man caught across the 30-yard line down to the 26-yard line. And that was caught on the far sideline. That was Jesse Martin, their leading receiver.
Man-to-man coverage on the boundary, too, with Mason Viner. I think the best defensive back for the Blue Gulls, and just closed a little too late.
28-yard gain there. Back to pass again. Almost intercepted and in and out of the hands of his receiver. Good read there by the defensive back.
Yeah, Dylan Halverson. I have number 21. I don't have him on unless it was number 20.
Halverson has played
have to check that. Yeah,
decent amount on defense this season.
I think Matt Reutemann, the guy that tipped the ball. Matt Reutemann, your 5'10 junior.
2nd and 10, 26-yard line. McLean hands up the middle, slips a tackler, kicks it outside, and Gumi's got room to run. He's down inside the 5 and down at the 2-yard line. John Gumi, power running.
Yeah, right behind his right tackle, Drew Noble, who had a really good block. Viner on the tackle.
And we have a Blue Gold down on the field while they tend to him. We're going to take a real quick break. No score, 10-12 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating?
Welcome back, everybody. Injured Blue Gold, Noah DeGroot being helped off. 1st and goal inside the 2-yard line. Handoff goes to the man that got him there, and it is a touchdown, Hillman. Touchdown for John Gumi, and Platteville up 6-0 in the early going.
Right behind Will Schaefer, the left guard, at 6'2", 210, an easy touchdown. And right, just like that, the Hillman score.
70 yards on 6 plays. A couple of big plays got them there. Kick is high. It is just long enough. Cleared the crossbar. Had to wait for the official to give the signal. I wasn't sure if it had cleared. And so the Hillmen take a 7-0 lead. Want to take a look at one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Schumacher Kish has been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years. Traditional services or prearranged funeral plans. It's comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. Schumacher Kish in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska.
impressive drive for Platteville to start this game. Kind of stunned the Blue Gold fans here.
A little bit of a punch in the mouth for the Blue Gold defense.
Mixing up their run, their pass, and the guy that did all the work, their north-south runner, John Goomy, his 12th touchdown of the season.
The big pass play to Martin, the sophomore wide receiver, set them up into deep Blue Gold territory.
Aiden Lee and Michael Liam to return this kick.
Max Allian, the senior, kicking off.
Also got the extra point.
Squib kick. Hits one of the up men, and he picks it up at the 30. Takes the tackler with him to the 35-yard line, where the Blue Golds take over 1st and 10.
Good return by Quinn Miskalski.
So see what the Blue Golds have in store.
Tackle by Ian Digman, number 11.
First offensive possession here. 9:59 to go, first quarter. Platteville up 7-0. Quick score to start the game. Wetzel comes in under center. Man in motion. Hands off to Reutemann, who breaks a tackle, and he's got some room to run. Matthew Reutemann across midfield and into Hillman territory. And a statement run there by Matthew Reutemann.
Yeah, great run. Just that inside trap right away with great yardage. That offensive line is going to need to do a lot of work to open those holes. Riley Haig, Taylor Service, Clay Barra, Charlie Langenberg, and we'll see who replaced Noah DeGroot.
Quick up to the line. Man comes in motion, jet action, and he hands it off to him. And it looks like, is that Will Cambio? It is. Will Cambio with a carry across the 40-yard line and a gain of 9 there for Cambio.
Good tackle in the open field by Tyler McLean, a two-way starter. 8 Hillman start both ways here this evening. Steve Kramer, the offensive coordinator for the Blue Golds, been with the program many years, was former head coach at Seneca and coached in La Crescent.
2nd and 1 after the gain by Cambio. Lee comes in motion now, takes the handoff, and he's spun around, and he stays up and gets taken down at the 36-yard line. First down for the Blue Golds. Gain of 4 on the play.
Clay Barra with a nice block. We'll try to get the number here. Maybe you can help me, Carl, of who replaced DeGroot, or did he get – we didn't get word up here in the press box to see who is at that guard position.
Preston Horahan, number 53, out on the field, 6'3", 225 sophomore. Replaced DeGroot. Handoff goes Reutemann. Penalty flag flies.
Good tack. Block again. Riley Haig, number 54, opened that hole.
See what the penalty's about.
Probably on the offense, holding perhaps.
They're talking to Platteville about this one. Holding is the call. So the short run there by Reutemann is wiped out.
Read an article about holding that was in a referee magazine, that holding occurs in that offensive line probably 70, 80 times.
You could almost call it on every play.
You just has to be egregious enough.
That's right.
To make a difference.
Wetzel keeps it himself, goes up the middle, gets kind of bent backwards, 36-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Boy, he did get hit hard, didn't he?
And he's
got sandwiched in between.
A little bit slow to get up.
A couple of guys, and number 16, Tyler McLean, again with a good tackle. Oh, wow, we just hope there's nothing wrong with him. Got a bright basketball future ahead of him, too.
Wetzel down on the ground in some pain.
Carl, he's had a series of injuries.
He missed a good chunk of last season with an injury.
Yeah, I know his mom and dad are holding their breath here, hoping their son is not injured seriously. Looks like his left leg, possibly.
Hopefully just something in a cramp, but hard to say.
We hope it's a muscle rather than a bone, right? A lot of big games tonight, huh? From the area, Sparta, Bangor, Holman, Central, Bangor home, everybody else on the road, on Alaska at home, I guess. That's a key game. Our other crew, of course, at
they're playing Monroe.
Holman.
Which is our cameraman, Kyle's hometown.
Yeah. When you think of Monroe, you think of a friend of mine, Pat Martin, who
Wetzel getting helped off the field. Oh, boy.
I don't like to see this. Pat Martin coached with me at Logan and was a Hall of Famer. Took Monroe to the state championship several times.
So, who do we got replacing that? Jackson Flottmeyer, the freshman, coming in. Take a look at one of our sponsors for the game, Blaschke Schneider Funeral Homes, providing thoughtful services for over 80 years. Now with 2 locations, Caledonia Street and West Avenue. Before the game ends tonight, you and I, Terry, will choose a Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home player of the game for both Aquinas and Platteville. Stay tuned. Coming up, 4th quarter, end of the game. 2nd and 10. Handoff goes to the Jet man. It's Cambio, and he's ripped out of bounds across the 25-yard line. Looks like he's got enough for a first down.
Cambio just outran the Hillman. Finally, Seth Millsap caught up with them, making the tackle.
First down, 24-yard line. And run around. It looks like it's Aiden Lee. He slips a man. Aiden Lee pushed out of bounds inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line.
Aiden Lee just got some great blocks too in that jet sweep. Taylor Service, one of them, number 55, and Aiden Lee has that breakaway speed.
So 1st and goal, 2-yard line. This looks very similar to the Platteville drive to start the game.
Except no passes for
That's
the
right.
Colts.
Same level of his success. Handoff goes around the edge, and he's got it.
Oh, boy, and a great block on the edge by Will Cambio.
Touchdown for Aiden
goodness.
Lee.
If we played that back again, just destroyed that defensive end for Platteville.
So the Blue Golds get on the board. And Will Cambio on to try and tie this one up. 7:19 to go, 1st quarter. Good snap, good hold, and good kick.
Skowski the holder. Snappers Riley Haig.
So the Blue Golds put together a 7-play, 65-yard touchdown drive, capped off by Aiden Lee's touchdown. We'll take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight. It's Battery Mart. They're not just for car batteries. At Battery Mart, you'll find batteries for your boat, ATV, motorcycle, lawn tractor, or I hate to say this, Terry, even your snowblower. Batteries for all of your warm and cold weather equipment. Battery Mart is in the industrial park below Gunderson Health System.
The best news, as you're reading the commercial, is seeing the quarterback, Gavin Wetzel, walking on the sideline, testing the strength of his ankle.
I'm sure if there's any possibility he's able to go, he will get back out there. But obviously long-term health is of a bigger concern. Cambio with the kickoff, line drive, and it's fielded at the 10-yard line. And a couple of blocks makes one man miss and across to the 34-yard line.
Riley Clark, a 5'11" sophomore. I know his mom and dad real well, making the open field tackle. We see Noah DeGroot being taken off. Looks like a arm injury. Hopefully it's not fractured, but probably taking him for x-rays, huh?
Very possibly. Chase Carroll had the kickoff return there. Platteville takes over on their own 34-yard line. You see Gavin Wetzel still working with the trainer on the sideline, trying to get that loosened up. So we'll see. McLean back to throw, pumps twice, fires long throw, way overthrown to the out of bounds, and good defense there. That was well covered there by the Aquinas Blue Golds.
Yeah, Mason Viner. Good thing it was overthrown, or it could have been a pick six for
That's
Mason
right.
Viner.
I'm sure his eyes turned as big as saucers when the ball was coming his way.
We want to send our thoughts and prayers to the Viner family, too. Mason Viner's grandmother passed away a couple days ago. Her funeral is Monday. Wilma Viner, a good friend of our family, Wilma Viner, passed away at the age of 90.
Wow. 2nd and 10. Play action fake. And it's caught. Really nowhere to go there. It was Logan Page.
He's well defended by Viner and Cambio.
Give him a gain of 1.
Combined to make that hit.
3rd and 9. 6:46 left in the first quarter. 7-all here at Roger Herring Stadium. 2 receivers right and left. Back to pass down the sideline, and he's got his man. First down, Platteville.
Just a go route down the sideline, and he beat Michael Liam on a go route.
I see everybody making their way backwards. We've got a penalty flag.
Yeah, we got an illegal receiver downfield.
Wow. So the big play wiped out there by the penalty. The one and only pass that was thrown to me in my high school career, I caught for about 35 yards.
Good for
you. Called back on an ineligible man downfield. So that one really hurts me to the core to this day.
I bet it does, yeah.
In the Wapaka High School offense, the tight end is an offensive lineman that wears a number 80 something. So I got one pass my way.
Just a decoy, huh?
That's right. Back to pass McLean. Fires towards the near sideline. Back shoulder. Gets a foot down, and they call it a catch.
Oh, was that a nice pass?
Nice play by Seth Millsap to make that catch.
Nice adjustment, Carl. Will Cambio on the coverage, but that's a drill that a lot of coaches will use in practice, too, is some bad throws or not perfect throws where receivers have to make an adjustment.
20-yard gain on that one.
Cole Speaker would have caught that, too.
Yeah, he would have caught that with his eyes closed.
He would have.
McLean hands to Goomy. Penalty flag flies.
Oh, that's in the vicinity of a hold.
It sure looks like it.
I think that's going to be on number 50, Drew Noble, it looks like. That's what it is.
So the Hillmen will be backed up. Back to their own 40-yard line.
Gavin Wetzel walking on the sideline, as you said, trying to see how much strength he has.
Giving a little bit of speed to each movement.
Yeah.
Testing it out with a noted limp.
Of course, the trainer makes that decision, Carl, whether he goes in or not.
Bad snap. McLean wisely just falls on top of it. That could have been a scoop and score if he tried to pick it up and had come up empty. So a big loss there. 2nd and 19 becomes 3rd and forever. So it'll be officially 3rd and 31. The loss of 12 on the play.
Noah Malacheski and Charlie Langberg and Taylor Service right there, along with Lenny Boberg.
Oh, excuse me, 2nd and 31. Forgot the penalty kept the down alive. McLean keeps it himself. He's ripped down. Gain of about 8 on the play.
Did a good job of stepping up in the pocket. Good job of having poise, not throwing the ball into traffic. Good block, a tackle by the leading tackler and for the Blue Golds. Even Ethan Roop.
I got to say, I've been impressed of what I've seen out of Tyler McLean so far tonight. Good, strong throwing arm, fairly accurate. Good runner as well. McLean back to pass. Rolls to his right. Fires down the middle into double coverage. Ooh, boy. incomplete. A couple of Blue Golds there to break that one up.
Not the best decision there. Matthew Reutemann was one of the defensive backs there. Double coverage down the middle.
Now you look at that and you say not a great decision, but the end result could have been just an arm punt, basically. So they'll punt it away. So it could have been a similar end result.
Quinn Miskowski and Lee set to return this.
End over end punt. Takes a bounce at the 37, rolls across to the 33-yard line. It'll be picked up. 4:45 to go. Aquinas will take over there.
Doesn't appear that Wetzel is ready yet, as Jackson Flottmeyer, again, if you just joined us, on a quarterback draw, Gavin Wetzel injured. Hopefully all right, and Jackson Flottmeyer, the freshman at quarterback.
Flottmeyer comes in under center and hands off, and nearly a horse collar tackle there.
Boy, really nowhere to go, too.
Ashton Hollett with the carry.
Yeah, good defense that time. Number 33, who's not on my program, made the tackle. Is he on yours? That's what
I've got the same one, Terry.
That's what I.
No 33.
That always is a frustrating thing. We'll try to get that at halftime for you.
2nd and 11. They officially gave Hollett a loss of 1. Hollett, the man in motion again. Fakes and then gives.
Who makes a tackle again? Number 33.
Miskowski had nowhere to go.
2 plays.
They're saying Kyle Rundy making this tackle. So Kyle Rundy listed in our program as number 51.
All right. We weren't told that, my friend, but Carl Rundy, the 5'10 senior.
So Miskowski loses 5.
2 plays that got blown up.
3rd and 15 now. Handoff goes to Miskowski again. He's taken down at the 37-yard line, 36-yard line.
Tackled by John Gumi, who scored the first touchdown here this evening.
It looks like Will Cambio will be deep to punt it away. Chase Carroll, number 13, the deep safety to return this one. High kick, fielded at the 30. And nowhere for him to go.
Wow,
nice coverage there.
Oh, Joe Penchie.
Just completely blew it up. We mentioned him as a running back last week and contributing on special teams here.
That was an awesome open field tackle.
2:45 left in our first quarter. 7 apiece.
Joe Penchie, a sophomore, sprints down and good things happen.
1st and 10, 31-yard line. McLean back to pass. Hits his man, who takes a couple of tacklers to get him down.
He found the soft
after a gain
spot.
of 7.
Found that soft spot just on a hitch route.
Devin Digman.
Joe Salvadelli, a defensive back, makes the hit. Joe Salvadelli, a junior.
.39-yard line, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 1.5, whatever you'd like to call it. Handoff goes to Gumi, and he's got a first down and then some. John Gumi with a nice run there.
Right behind number 50, Drew Noble. 3 Blue Goals on the tackle. Led by number 27, Lenny Boberg.
We called Lenny Boberg's name a lot last week, making plays from the defensive secondary.
Does a lot of work inside in the trenches.
And he got some opportunities to run the football last week as well. Scored a touchdown. He was one of our players of the game. Gain of 4 there for Gumi. A first down run.
Big Clay Barra makes that tackle, a 6'3" senior. Blue Goals in their 3-5 defense. So many teams have gone to a 3-5 now, especially when they have linebackers that can pursue from sideline to sideline. Blue Goals have that, of course.
Blitz coming off the strong side. Good coverage there. Pass was intended for Seth Millsap and nowhere to go. Joseph Savidelli making the play.
And that is not easy, too, to stay stride for stride with that speedy wide receiver. Good job by Joe Salvadelli.
A good physical matchup there. They're both 6'1", 160, 170 pounds. 3rd and 7 now. Tyler McLean takes the snap. Surveys, has plenty of time. Makes the throw. Ball comes out. They're calling it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, good call by the official. I think that's exactly the right call. And Joe Salvadelli again jarred the ball loose, and the Hillman will be forced to punt. Clint Miskowski deep along with Aiden Lee.
Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. High floating punt, and it hits just in bounds and takes a Aquinas friendly bounce, and it'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Blue Goals staying with Flotmeyer. We hope that Gavin Wetzel is okay. Got his helmet off, walking on the sideline.
Pellinger Electric, the leading electrical contractor in western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota, get an established, equipped, and bonded electrical contractor with a history of award-winning safety for your commercial or industrial project. Pellinger Electric, call 608-788-6800 or on the web at pellingerelectric.com.
Will Schaefer, defensive end at 6'2", 210 pounds, did a great job of keeping his shoulders square, continuing to string the play out. It made a tackle for a 4-yard loss. Boy, the Hillmen have adjusted to that jet sweep, and it's been difficult to get to the edge.
The challenge for the jet sweep is to stay in your lane. 2nd and 14, 20 seconds left first quarter. Fakes the pitch, looking to throw, and he just tosses it to the bench. All the way to the track. That's a long throw, Terry.
It was. Nobody home for that pass, but wisely threw out of bounds.
So 13 seconds left in the first quarter.
Got a couple scores to pass on to our viewers. Holman 14-3 in the first. Hope to get some more for you.
Our crew over there with Rick Wilson covering that one in Watertown tonight. A lot of area teams in playoff action. We got Onalaska, Sparta, Central, Holman, and we're right here with the Aquinas Blue Golds. Strung out to the edge, nowhere really to run for Aiden Lee.
Yeah, Blue Goals trying to still stay with that jet sweep. Aiden Lee just couldn't really get to the corner.
That's the end of the first quarter. Our score, Platteville 7, Aquinas 7. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the second quarter on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Are you thinking of building your dream home or remodeling your current commercial space? Kirshner Custom Builders can help you make your dream become a reality. They build beautiful, dramatic, creative, functional, and efficient buildings, whether it's your dream home or commercial building. Kirshner Custom Builders will coordinate every step of the process, from land purchasing to final landscaping. Visit their website at KirshnerCustomBuilders.com and get a free guide on things you must know when planning to build a custom home or renovate a commercial space. Kirshner Custom Builders, your satisfaction is their guarantee.
Welcome back, everybody. Early second quarter just getting underway. The Blue Golds are forced to punt it away. Nice high floating kick by Cambio. And the returner has nowhere to go, swarmed by Navy Blue.
Yeah, 5 Blue Golds right there, and just great coverage. First guy to get there, number 33, Jack Coleman. That's the second time we've called his name on special teams.
Chase Carroll, the punt returner, really had no running room. Want to thank our streaming sponsor for tonight's game. That is Viterbo University. First and 10, 39-yard line. Platteville taking the ball. Swing pass goes back behind the line of scrimmage. So
many teams run that out of the spread now.
And fumble, and the Aquinas Blue Gold say they have it.
Bubble screen to the outside, and I think
it was Logan Page, the receiver, and he lost the football.
I think Michael Liam, one of the Blue Golds, on the ball. Good field position here as we're just into the second quarter.
This has the potential for a turning point in the game. Taking over at the Platteville 39-yard line now. Still Jackson Flottmeyer. In case you're just joining us, Gavin Wetzel left early. Ooh, a dangerous throw by Flottmeyer.
Yeah, pass intended for Ashton Hollett. Closest guy to him, but that was dangerous.
Had a couple of defenders closing in fast.
Flottmeyer flushed out of the pocket on this first down pass.
A lot of pressure for a freshman in a playoff game. Coming in cold, but he runs the scout team. He's prepared.
Well, he comes from a family of really good athletes, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does well here this evening.
Blitz coming. Pitch goes to Hollett. Gets across the 30-yard line. He's got enough for a first, it looks like.
Ryan Schwartz with a good block, that wide receiver, number 18. Check that, number 7, I should say. His brother is number 18, a sophomore.
That's Zach Schwartz is number 18. 29-yard line, first and 10. Just underway second quarter, 7 apiece. Platteville scored on their first drive. Aquinas scored on their first drive, and it's been a stalemate ever since. Miskowski runs in motion. Handoff to Reutemann, bounces backwards, and gets a couple on a second effort.
Trying to get behind Riley Hagan, Taylor's service, and didn't get much. Kind of faked that jet sweep in motion, trying to confuse the Platteville defense, and the gap closed quickly.
So one's got to assume that Gavin Wetzel may be done for the night. I see him without his helmet on the sidelines. And the pitch goes to Miskowski. He's got some room to run. Cuts it up inside a little bit and gains about 5-6 yards before he's taken down.
Devin Digman on the tackle, number 25, the sophomore.
Quinn Miskowski sets up a 3rd and 2 from the 21-yard line of the Hillman. Very good friend of mine. Ed Beneski is the band director in Platteville, so I'm sure he's pulling the opposite way than most people here.
I'm sure he is. If he's a true Blue Hillman, he is.
That's right. Been there a couple years. He and his wife Kirsten teach in the district.
So you probably know all the band directors in the area.
I know a lot of people in the music world. I want to thank another one of our wonderful sponsors for tonight, Festival Foods in Three Rivers Plaza is proud to support Wisconsin's high school athletes. Visit any of the convenient Festival Foods locations in Wisconsin or online at festfoods.com. Festival Foods, it's the little things. Locally owned and community involved, that's Festival Foods.
That's where I do my shopping.
I was there last night. My 6-month-old son has been given the clearance to start solids. So my wife said, can you pick up some baby food on your way home?
Yeah. I remember those days.
I may have made a detour to the liquor department and picked up a little beer too, but
now it's grandchildren that I'm feeding, not children.
Hollett with the run. First down. Gain of 6 for Hollett.
Hollett kind of surprised us. I didn't have him in that depth chart either. There's lots of underclassmen. Hollett, a sophomore. A lot of young players here on the Blue Gold roster.
Hollett made his presence known a few weeks back against Darlington. Looks like Hollett on the carry again.
Yeah, tackle by number 77, Big Adam Bird, 220-pound junior.
Gain of 2 there for Jackson Hollett. Ashton Hollett, excuse me. Second and 8, 14, 13-yard line. Handoff goes and nowhere to go for him.
I'm not certain that was intended
that
to
was
go
Hollett.
Inside, but Hollett fortunately hung on to the ball. Got met right when he turned the corner.
Officially give him a gain of 1. 3rd and 7 now.
Will the Blue Gulls go to the air here now with the sophomore at quarterback?
Freshman.
Our freshman.
Jackson Flottmeyer has thrown a couple of passes, really almost throwaways, not really with any intended receivers. But this would be an opportunity here for Flottmeyer to showcase his throwing arm a bit. A reverse run.
Yeah, good
The
call.
handoff went to Lee Cambio first and went to Lee.
It's an inside handoff. The Red Raiders used to run that all the time. Good call by offensive coordinator Steve Kramer.
It was 3rd and 7. They got 6, so now 4th and 1. Obviously 4-down territory here,
Blue Gulls
or maybe not.
They're a little indecisive. Blue Gulls.
Will Cambio, a good kicker, may be called on to kick a field goal here. It would be a 23-yard attempt if they were to kick a field goal. But while they contemplate that, let's contemplate some Bacalar's sausage. Producing quality award-winning sausage products since 1935, made with the finest ingredients using recipes handed down through generations. Bacalar's products are available at your local grocery store. If you're planning a cookout this summer or fall, or even in the winter, you can get your grill out in the wintertime. A grill is not a grill without a Bacalar's sausage on top of it. Bacalar's, locally owned and community involved, a fan favorite since 1935. I'm not opposed to getting my grill out in the wintertime.
Well, I see a lot of people do that.
That's right.
I wouldn't say
you stand in front of it and you hold your hands out.
I wouldn't say
warm.
January where it's 20 below.
Maybe not, but December, mid-teens or so, you can handle it. Handoff goes Reutemann, and he breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Golds.
Two good blocks. One by Riley Haig and the other one Taylor Service along with the rest of his linemen. Gutsy call, too, right up the middle.
He looked like he was stopped initially, but Reutemann powered his way through the tackler and got himself a touchdown.
Kept his shoulders low, and the result was at 6 points.
And Will Cambio makes it 7. We're going to take a quick break. Aquinas takes a 14-7 lead. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV.
Viterbo University students think about creating a better future. They feel inspired by their professors and peers and believe they will change the world. Viterbo University offers students an affordable education with a 4-year graduation guarantee and 100% placement rate. Plus, at Viterbo, students enjoy support at every step with a close-knit campus community in beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. Schedule a campus visit today.
You know Boyer's Furniture. We've been in business over 100 years selling quality furniture at budget prices. But who's choosing the furniture we're selling?
We picked out sofas, and more sofas. We picked out love seats, and more love seats.
We picked out recliners,
and more recliners. Dining room furniture,
bedroom furniture.
With buyers like these and USA brands like Ashley, Marshfield, and Best, you can't do better than Boyer Furniture.
Out at the 28-yard line. 28-yard line, the Platteville Hillman will take over. 7:51 left, second quarter.
Carl, Jack Coleman, again, that's 3 times on special teams. He has had the tackle. Is he a valuable part, that senior of this Blue Gold unit? Yes, he is.
Platteville's last drive concluded with a turnover, which led to a 39-yard Aquinas touchdown drive, giving them a 14-7 lead here, second quarter. Back to pass, he's got time. Rolls and finds a man. First down and then some.
That time got him a completed pass and a first down.
That was Devin Digman making his second catch of the night.
Sophomore Michael Liam at 5'8" makes the open field tackle.
Right at midfield now. The Hillmen take a 1st and 10. Trips to our near side here. McLean in the pistol. Takes a snap, hands to Gumi. Fumbles the ball. And the Blue Golds look like they have it.
They do.
And they do.
Another turnover. That
My goodness.
Recovered by Taylor Service, a Blue Gold linebacker.
Wow. We talked about the defense's ability to force turnovers, and 2 fumbles tonight, no exception. $7:25 left in the first half. Blue Golds with a touchdown lead and a big momentum shift here as they take over at their 47-yard line. Blitz coming. Handoff goes Reutemann. Jumps and stays on his feet across the 40-yard line to the 38.
Well, that Blue Gold offensive line is playing at the top of their game. Service.
You could drive a truck through some of those holes.
Hey, Service, Barra, Langeberg.
Got a whistle. What is the official indicating here? Have a, looks like, is that 55? Taylor Service has stepped off the field. Saw 77 Riley Clark take his place. Not sure what the issue is there with Taylor.
Preston Horahan, 6'3" sophomore, has replaced DeGroot.
Handoff, nowhere to go on that one.
Blowing up right away by Kyle Rundy, who's had a good first half.
Looks like that was Lenny Boberg making that carry.
Loss of 1 on the field.
And looks like Tom Lee's going to take a timeout.
So again, the loss on the previous play falls at the 39-yard line.
If you want to see highlights of tonight's game, check out Seven Rivers Sports Wednesday night, 5:30 and 9. Terry, who's on the show this week?
This week it's UWL cross country, and we have Onalaska football next week with Austin Larson. And
very talented quarterback.
Yeah, and Mr. Pika will be the other one that who played baseball at the club and is an outstanding defensive back.
Nick Pika.
We have some great shows coming ahead too with Cole Wisniewski will be on, and
man, I love watching that young man play.
Oh boy, I do too. They have a tough game here today in round 1 too.
And the reverse happens again. Aiden Lee, the recipient of the ball eventually, gains 3 yards on that run.
Sparta's had a great season with Wisniewski as their quarterback.
Oh, have they ever?
Playing tonight, Reedsburg in Division II. That Division II bracket is loaded with DeForest, or Division III, I mean. DeForest, Stoughton, Onalaska in there, of course, along with Sparta.
3rd and 7, 5:52 left in the first half. Pitch goes around the outside to Cambio. Penalty flag flies, and it's going to be a hold against Aiden Lee, and he knows it.
Yeah, I think that was a touchy call, though. There was a little contact, but I don't know if that justified a flag.
In the second quarter, Bangor leads Webster. No surprise there, 20-0.
Do you know that they're at 9-0? Every single game was a running clock.
That's unbelievable. Onalaska with a 2-point lead over Monroe, 12-10. They're the only other local game tonight. Everyone else is out of town. Holman up in the second quarter over Watertown, 14-10. Last update, the Milton Central game. Milton with a 1.7-6 lead. Screen pass finds Reutemann, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, and we've got another Blue Gold down in some pain.
Max Alien.
Looks like he's getting helped up. Going to bring up a 4th and 10.
First, Cambio can get a directional kick here, and he kicked it right down the middle.
Fielded inside the 10 and taken down at the 13-yard line.
Again, good coverage. The Blue Goals have spent a lot of time perfecting their coverage team, and it shows. Evan Kuyak on that tackle. I talked to Tom Lee, and he said even in the summer, in those contact days, he started working immediately on his special teams, and it shows.
Update from Onalaska. Monroe has gotten on the board now. It is 16-12. So the Cheesemakers making it tough for the Hilltoppers tonight. Back to pass McLean. He's being chased. The pursuit is there, and he's able to escape the end zone, and he's still going to go down for a big loss, but not a safety, and I'm sure he breathes a bit of a sigh of relief there.
Boy, it looked like disaster, didn't it? Clay Barra, one of the first guys there at 6'3", intimidating frame, almost had a safety.
Loss of 9 on the play. 2nd and 19 on their own 5-yard line. Be interested to see what the playbook looks like inside your own 5. Handoff goes to Gumi.
It looks like
gains some yards back.
It looks like a run is what it looks like. Give it to your big guy who scored the first touchdown at 200-pound junior and get out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Gains 8. So basically back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd and 10 and a half. 4:12 left in the first half. Aquinas up 14-7 as the pass is in and out of the hands. We got 2 defenders in on that one.
Over the top, Michael Liam just came at the right time and dislodged the ball. Perfect timing.
Seth Millsap, the intended receiver. And a third down play goes unsuccessful, so 3 and out. And 2 Blue Golds back deep.
Bet you Blue Golds wish they had 2 of their 3 timeouts left. They only have 1 as we approach 4 minutes.
Punt goes down at the 40-yard line, skips out of bounds near midfield. Yeah, like you mentioned, 1 timeout remaining for Aquinas, 2 remaining for Platteville with 3:58 left. Aquinas with a 1 touchdown lead and hoping to get a score on the board. Remember, the Blue Golds fielded the opening kickoff and therefore will get the ball back in the second half. Blitz coming, handoff to Cambio, nowhere to go, ball's loose.
He lost that on that inside handoff, but I think
they're unpiling everybody, and it looks like the Blue Golds have it, so fortunate bounce for Aquinas. So Cambio gained about a yard before he coughed it up. If you'd like a copy of tonight's game, head to our website, kqegtv.com. You can order a copy there. And if you're watching on our YouTube stream, first of all, we want to thank you. Second of all, we want you to subscribe. Hit that little button that says subscribe, and you'll get an alert straight to your phone every time this channel goes live. Back to pass. Flottmeyer throws a pick.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Right into the hands of Tyler McLean, who's used to handling the ball because he's the quarterback on the other side and playing center field, and the ball thrown right to him. So Blue Golds turn it over.
So back-to-back turnovers here with just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Platteville now trying to get something on the board before halftime. They've got 2 timeouts left. And they take over on the 21-yard line. McLean hands off to Gumi. And a good power run gets him across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
160-pound Aiden Lee makes the tackle. The Hillmen have not looked impressive with their drives since the very first opening drive when they picked the Blue Golds apart and scored.
2nd and 5 after the first down run for Gumi. Back to pass McLean. Surveys, finds his man, and he's down right where he caught it. Took a knee. That was Seth Millsap making the catch.
He knew where the first down marker was, though.
He stopped right at it.
As they moved the chains.
They needed 5, and he got 6. First completion in a little while for McLean. First down, Platteville, 32-yard line. Trips to our near side, shotgun or pistol formation again. Handoff goes to Gumi. He kicks it outside, runs over a man, and he's got a nice gain of about 6.
Trying to run behind Adam Bird, but the Blue Goals came up and made that tackle, and it will be third down.
Matthew Reutemann making the play. Under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Platteville still with 2 timeouts and the ball. Trips to the far side now. Back to pass McLean. Rainbows down. Ooh, a lot of contact. No flag.
I think that was a good no call.
They basically just kind of ran into each other, both trying to make a play on the ball. And
that's not an easy call either.
No, it's very easy to throw a flag there.
The back judge looking at it and deciding it was incidental.
Yeah, they got their feet tangled up and they went down.
Yeah.
Both players really had an equal shot at the ball there.
So many officials will kind of over officiate and they'll look for any kind of contact and get the flag on the ground.
Oh, they had me as faked out as the Aquinas defense, and Gumi with a run.
Yeah. Fooled everybody, fooled you, fooled a lot of the Blue Goals. Didn't fool Taylor Service, number 55.
It was enough for a first down, and good to see Taylor Service back on the field. He stepped off for a moment on the offensive side of the football. McLean back to throw. Fires over the middle, and he's got a man. First down and then some. Devin Digman making the catch, his third catch of the night.
Another first down. Found the soft spot. Aiden Lee made
Minute
the tackle.
12 left. 16-yard gain there. Just over a minute to go. Still 2 timeouts for Platteville. First and 10, 39-yard line. McLean nowhere to run after he saw all of his receivers were covered.
Pocket collapse. Clay Barra, first guy to meet him.
And we've got a clock stoppage. The Hillman have called a timeout. Coach Jason Whitenhiller has taken his first timeout. Second timeout. 1 remaining for each team. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., we will be bringing you the UW Lacrosse versus UW Oshkosh Titans here from Roger Herring Stadium. You and Rick will be there, and it'll be should be a nice day. It's supposed to be about mid-50s, sunny.
Had a meeting with Mike Schmidt on Thursday, and we kind of went through a game plan, went through the keys of the game, and you know, throughout the Roger Herring years, and he'll be the honorable captain, by the way, and part of the celebration after the game, the Titans have beaten the Eagles 8 straight years.
UW Oshkosh is my brother's alma mater.
They've had quite success in every sport in the last few years.
McLean back to pass on 3rd and 10. Rainbows over the middle and just overthrown, looking for Devin Digman.
He had 2 receivers open. He also had Seth Millsap, and good protection, just couldn't connect.
That's going to bring up. Oh, that was a second down play. Excuse me. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Eagles have a tough stretch at Oshkosh tomorrow and at Whitewater next Saturday.
Ooh. 2 of the powerhouses in the WIAC.
Exactly.
Over the years. Oshkosh, the defending national champions. McLean is spun around in the backfield and finally stopped. And they're going to take their final timeout.
Encouraging sack. Taylor Service again, first guy to meet him. Yeah, Oshkosh, you look at their baseball program and men's and women's basketball. I mean, they're just dominating the WIAC.
Jared Washburn, one of the most famous UW Oshkosh alums, pitched in the major leagues for about a dozen years with the Anaheim Angels and Toronto Blue Jays.
I'll have my first shot at seeing the Eagle men's basketball on Sunday. Inter-squad scrimmage, all the parents involved, and I'm going to be working that game with a couple of my friends, and so I'll be anxious to see that. It's an open scrimmage, so our viewers want to see the Eagle men on Sunday, 2 o'clock at Mitchell Hall.
I will confess I will be on my couch watching the Bears and Chargers.
On your couch, huh? Want to also invite our viewers to Mitchell Hall after the game tomorrow here for a Roger Herring ceremony.
Reception there.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. 5 wide receivers. Shotgun formation. 43 seconds, 4th and 11. McLean back to throw. Fires down the sideline, just out of the reach of his wide receiver. He was looking for Seth Millsap.
Seth Millsap was open, too, on a backside fade, and the ball just overthrown.
38 seconds left. The Blue Golds will take over after the failed 4th down conversion there. If you're just joining us, Gavin Wetzel, starting quarterback for the Aquinas Blue Golds, left the game with a leg injury and was replaced in the lineup by Jackson Flottmeyer, the freshman, who has played admirably in his absence.
And we see Gavin Wetzel on the sideline, so we sure hope it's nothing serious. Hopefully we'll get a report by the coaches here at halftime.
Pitch goes to Hollett, and Hollett's got a first down and then some across midfield. This clock's going to stop here with 32 seconds left.
Ball is in Platteville territory, being spotted at the
48-yard line. First and 10. Man in motion is Cambio, takes the pitch, gets a block, has a seam, and he's taken down around the 40-yard line. Clock continues to tick. Got to go. Under 20 seconds to go. 12 seconds. They're lining up to clock it, and Flottmeyer does so. We'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
I would say the Blue Golds will stay on the ground. We'll see what Steve Kramer decides to do.
I'm sure in the back of Jackson Flottmeyer's mind is, can I get my Hail Mary moment?
Probably in the front of his mind, not the back.
Wants to be Aaron Rodgers, the king of the Hail Mary.
He may be someday with his size, and certainly looks poised for a freshman.
They spread it out wide. Back to pass. There's his Hail Mary option, and it's down and it's incomplete. The receiver fell down there. Was looking for Mason Viner.
Mason Viner's got the capabilities.
He almost had it laying on his back.
Well, he's had some spectacular plays for the Blue Golds. Here, I thought maybe they'd fool the prevent defense by the Hillman and stay on the ground, and Jackson Flottmeyer had his shot.
And they've got 3 seconds. 4th down, one more shot. The stick across the way says 3rd down, but the scoreboard says 4th. Will Cambio forced out of the lineup by the officials.
You got an equipment problem.
They're going to get him fixed up.
Well, Quinn Miskowski replaces him.
Update from Watertown. Holman in the lead at half, 21-10.
Good to hear that.
Holman Vikings in the lead. And Hollett is tripped up.
He could have gone, too. Tripped up by his own teammate as time runs out.
Friendly fire, so to speak. Well, Hollett with a gain of 8, but that's going to end the first half with a score. Aquinas in the lead, 14-7 over Platteville, and they'll hit the locker room, and we'll see if we can get some injury updates, some scores from around the Cooley region or out of town teams from the Cooley region But we're going to take a break. It is halftime here at Roger Herring Stadium. Aquinas up 14-7. We'll be right back with some halftime information and entertainment.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Do you feel the need to be free, totally free checking, that is? Cooley Bank can satisfy that need. His free, her free, your free. Free means something different to everyone. Totally free means Cooley Bank has you covered. Free debit card, free online banking, free bill pay, free mobile banking, free e-statements, free interest checking, and a free gift when you open your account. Do you feel the need to be free? Totally free? Go to any Cooley Bank branch or cooleybank.net for more information. Cooley Bank, member FDIC.
Mix 96 and 107.3 Lacrosse. I'm Reed Magnum.
And I'm Chelsea Lynn. And boy, what a fun summer that was.
It was a fun summer. We gave away 2 prize packages, Chelsea. Yes. First one with Pepsi, the Ariana Grande prize package. Second one with Mountain Dew, the Jonas Brothers. And the prize packages to Milwaukee, hotel stay, $200 spending money, and a $100 gas card in addition to the pair of great seats. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of water park passes.
Yes.
So thank you guys for a great summer.
Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime at Roger Herring Stadium. The Aquinas Blue Golds in the lead 14-7. I'm Carl Greenfield with Terry Erickson next to me. Kyle's up on camera tonight. We got a good shot of the Aquinas Blue Gold Pep Band under the direction of Ann Wenzel. They always do a wonderful job. And in a kind of a chilly evening, it's tough to play in the band. Brass instruments are cold, and it's a challenge. I know that firsthand.
There isn't many people better than Ann Wetzel, I can tell you that.
That's right. So there are some scores from around the area or Cooley region teams. Got some updates. Holman leads Watertown 21-10 at half. Milton leading Central by 21-20 at halftime. Reedsburg beating Sparta 17-7 also at halftime. And Monroe with a 23-18 lead over Onalaska, And so those are the scores of our local teams around here. And looking forward to next week, we're going to tend to follow Holman and Aquinas as long as they're going to be able to go. So if both these teams win, Terry, you were talking about the brackets next week. Aquinas would likely be playing at GET.
Right, and I would assume we would cover that. And I haven't been to the new GET field.
I don't know if I've ever been to GET High School.
Well, I have many times. My roots are in Ettrick, so I've been to GET many times.
Been there a couple times.
I'm really surprised at that Onalaska number 2 seed versus Monroe number 7. I mean, I know Monroe has a history of playing good football. We talked about that in the pregame, and I shared my thoughts on that with John Papadopoulos this afternoon. But, boy, the personnel for Onalaska on both sides of the football is incredible.
So to take a slight detour yesterday, speaking of John Papadopoulos, I really got to commend him, his show yesterday. I was on my way home from work, and I was listening to his show, and he had Ryan Bott, the defensive coordinator for the Central Red Raiders, on for an interview for about a half hour and talking about his cancer diagnosis and his treatment and his family and his faith, and how just a few weeks ago Ryan got the good news that right now he is cancer-free. 34 years old, you never expect to hear that word uttered in a doctor's office, but it was a wonderful interview. Ryan, I've never met him, but he seems like a wonderful man. He's a family man. He's got a couple of young kids. So
I know him real well.
A wonderful interview yesterday.
His dad played for me many years ago, and he was an outstanding player at Holman, and then went on to Carroll College and married into the Freitag family. And Chris Freitag, his father-in-law, worked for me and played for me, and so I attended that Bot Strong event last spring, and so I've stayed close to the family, and I'm delighted to hear that he's cancer-free.
So some statistics from this evening's game. Leading all rushers is John Gumi, 9 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. For the Aquinas Blue Golds, couple of leading rushers. Ashton Hollett has 40 yards on 7 carries. Matthew Reutemann has 46 yards on 4 carries and a touchdown. Aiden Lee, 7 carries, 35 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver for either team is Digman. There's 3 Digmans on the roster. It's Devin Digman, number 25. He's got 46 yards on 3 catches. And 7 out of 16 for Tyler McLean for 84 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Jackson Flottmeyer has the 1 interception in relief of Gavin Wetzel. Still have not gotten an official update from Gavin Wetzel, but I see him on the sideline. Still sans helmet, it appears. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing him the rest of the way. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back with the third quarter, second half, coming our way. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com. We want to send a special shout-out to our stream sponsor tonight. That is Viterbo University. We'll be right back.
It's halftime on the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the Platteville Hillmen and the Aquinas Blue Goals. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages.
Viterbo University students think about creating a better future. They feel inspired by their professors and peers and believe they will change the world. Viterbo University offers students an affordable education with a 4-year graduation guarantee and 100% placement rate. Plus, at Viterbo, students enjoy support at every step with a close-knit campus community in beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. Schedule a campus visit today.
At Boyers, we have a great selection of furniture.
At great prices.
And great personality.
We'll be the judges of that. Love seats, great. Prices, great. Personality, so-so. Sofas, great. Prices, great. Personality, so-so. Recliners, great. Prices, great. Personalities, and...
But I'm your grandpa. Can't you give me a break?
All judges' decisions are final at Boyers Furniture.
Please?
Welcome back, everybody. Carl Greenfield, Terry Erickson getting set for the third quarter. Got an update with some inconclusive news from one of the Aquinas coaching staffers that it's a left ankle injury for Gavin Wetzel, and it's still unclear as to whether he will return. I did see them get him one of the big draperies of a sideline coat. So,
well, the good news is he's walking gingerly. His gait is compromised, but
he's up and about.
Yeah, let's hope it's just.
I can't imagine it would be extremely long term. But the Blue Golds won the toss and had deferred to the second half, so now they're going to get the second half kickoff. High end over end kick fielded at the 13-yard line. He has some room to run and some blockers, and a penalty flag flies on the far sideline. We got one from the deep back judge, and stopped at the 37-yard line, but we'll see what the penalty flags are about.
Michael Liam on the return with good ball security, grabbing that ball at the point, and probably going to be on the Blue Goals. They're walking back. You know, going back to that first half too, Carl, you shared some stats, but just an overall perspective is that early on it looked like Platteville came down easily with harmony with their running game and their passing game, scored right away. The Blue Goals made some adjustments in their pass defense, and since then they haven't really had any explosive plays.
Both defenses have really tightened up, especially in the second quarter. Not much going there. Flottmeyer, hands. Looks like another penalty flag flies in. Will Cambio on the carry.
John Coomey on the tackle.
He was pulled off for an equipment issue right at the end of the first half. He's all set to go.
Another penalty, 2 penalties in a row here on the Blue Goals. Going in the wrong direction. Ball will be spotted at the 20. Repeat first down.
19 even. They looked like they were going to stop at the 20, and they went one more for you.
Well,
just to screw you up.
Just like my wife, she helps me out on those little details too.
Here to keep you in check, Terry. All right, so 1st and 18 officially. Handoff goes to Reutemann, who runs over a man and gets a nice run.
Good block by Preston Horahan, who replaced Noah DeGroot, who was taken away, and I assume x-rays on that arm. Haven't seen him come back.
10-yard gain for Matthew Reutemann brings up 2nd and 8. Just getting going in our third quarter. Want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you're watching on the stream, be sure to click subscribe. You'll get an alert saying that we are live every time this channel goes live. Nice run there on second down by Aiden Lee.
For young people watching, it's all about angles on defense. It's about keeping your shoulders square. It's about stringing out the play, making the runner go east and west, and well done by number 16, Tyler McLean.
Tyler McLean plays both ways, quarterback and linebacker. He's also a punt returner. He's a busy young man on Friday nights.
There's somebody at Sparta that does the same thing. You remember that guy? Cole Wisniewski?
Yeah, I think he's all right. Is he good at football?
Is there anything he's not good at?
That's right.
He's so good, he's going to be on Seven Rivers Sports in a couple of weeks.
All right. The North Dakota State recruit. He'll be playing football there next year. It remains to be seen what position they'll have him playing. So that'll be an interesting development.
He may have his choice. Carter Horseman is going to be on the show in a couple of weeks.
What a talented running back.
Oh, is he ever?
There. One of the top 10 rushers in the entire state, no matter the division. Nice punt by Will Cambio. Takes a roll all the way to the 15, inside the 15. Picked up at about the 13.5-yard line.
It's not all about the hang time. It's not all about how pretty the punt is. It's
52 yards on that one and no return.
It's about the bounce. Yeah, Carter Horseman. I mean, he's been a standout since he's been a freshman. And
over 1,800 yards this year on the ground.
Of course, when you think of names synonymous with athletic success at Bangor, the name Horseman rings a loud bell.
So the Platteville Hillman will take over first and 10, 14-yard line. Trips to the far side. Lee comes on the blitz and chases down Tyler McLean. He gets a few yards before he's taken down.
Fake the sweep and quarterback draw. Evan Lewandowski did that a few times last week at River Falls.
Oh, my goodness. Evan Lewandowski, record-setting performance. 591 yards through the air, 9 touchdowns, ties the Division III record.
Broke Mike Durnan's record, too, here at UWL. And Mike will be our guest tomorrow at halftime of the UWL Oshkosh game.
To put it into perspective, no NFL player has reached either of those marks in NFL history. In college football, it has been reached. But the high water mark, 554 yards through the air, Norm Van Brocklin, name you haven't heard in a while.
Well, yes, I have.
And 7 touchdown passes the record, most recently done by Nick Foles and Peyton Manning.
You're full of knowledge, huh? Jeez, is that what you do during the day?
I'm a stats man.
You are.
What can I say?
Speaking of stats, as we got a pre-snap penalty, our first pre-snap penalty. You know, Cam Sorensen set a record, too, last week with his catches. Ryan Byrne.
He had almost 300 yards.
Ryan Byrne, the most extra points ever in the history of UWL football. I think he had 9 or so.
Well, 9 it was 63 points, so 9 touchdowns all through the air.
People forgot about that because that's kind of
and people forget about oh my goodness, his name, Cole Speaker. His name escaped me.
Wait till I tell him that. Everybody knows that.
It was on the tip of my tongue and it disappeared, but he had over 200 yards receiving as McLean makes the pass, and it is picked off.
He shouldn't have.
Intercepted.
He shouldn't have made it. If it holds true, it's intercepted by Michael Liam, only a sophomore. But I think he was in a grasp, and he was. So Michael Liam will not get that interception, and however, the Blue Gulls will get the ball back.
Oh, you're right. They called him down.
I think that's the right call, too. Of course, that's the White Hats call, whose job is to protect the quarterback.
Among other things. Punt is a line drive, fielded 46-yard line. Makes a couple of men miss, but really has nowhere to go, and he goes down. It's Miskowski.
And nice coverage that time by the Hillman number 1, John Drefsinski, on that tackle. Yeah, you know, the Eagle offense set all kinds of records, but the defense set some records that they didn't like.
They gave up a bunch, too.
They gave up like 600
63
yards.
to 49.
And
over 400 yards through the air for River Falls.
Yeah. So they didn't like to see that stat on Sunday when they had their team meeting on Sunday night.
The defense were showing up with paper bags on their heads. Reutemann takes the handoff, that looks like might be Lenny Boberg. It is. Boberg with his second carry of the night, gains a yard.
Question, who's right there again? John Goomy and Tyler McLean, 2 of the principal defenders for the Hillman.
And the quarterback and leading tailback.
And leading tacklers.
Pitch goes around the outside. Ooh, ball comes loose a little bit at the end. That's Hollett with the carry.
Nick Cullen came up as a defensive back and just kept his composure, kept his balance, and made the hit.
Ashton Hollett had 7 carries in the first half. That's his first of the second half. A little under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
One last comment about UWL. If that defense doesn't find a way to pick themselves up a little bit tomorrow, it could be a long day for our Eagles.
Absolutely right. 3rd and 6 now. 41-yard line. Cambio heads in motion. Handoff goes to Boberg, and he's stopped after basically nothing. Maybe gets a yard.
Yeah, right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle by Kyle Rundy, number 33.
40-yard line, 4th down. Looks like the punting unit is going to come on. At this point on the field, Platteville has to be guarded against the fake.
A lot of teams now, Carl, will use a rugby style here, run and then try to kick it end over end, directional kick.
Goes towards the sidelines. It skips out of bounds inside the 20, it looks like. It'll be spotted at the 16-yard line. I still say one of the hardest things any football official has to do is spotting a punt out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, the side judge got help from the white hat pointing, and instead of being on the 16, which is what we thought, it's now on the 20. So the adjustment was made.
It is a very difficult thing to do accurately. I give them credit for that.
Ask Holman about that when their drive was stopped against Sparta.
And you can hear the Aquinas coaches. They're right next to us asking for a hold. No call. Goomy takes the carry and gets a first down.
Looked like a hold on the edge, and I think
they have a point.
The coach on the next to us is correct.
Well, nevertheless, it's a 15-yard gain for John Goomy. He's up over 80 yards. He was the leading rusher in the first half. 15-yard gain there. 6:40 to go, third quarter. 14-7, Aquinas in the lead. 1st and 10, pitch goes to Goomy. Shuffles outside. We got a penalty flag flying from the near sideline.
Yeah, I think we got a hold on, I believe, number 56, Will Schaefer.
We will.
Too many penalties in this game. Not suggesting the crew is not doing their job, but
no, I think the teams are creating a lot of these penalties.
If indeed they're valid.
That's going to back up Platteville to the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 17, it looks like. Tyler McLean in the pistol. Goomy at his hip. Fires over the middle. A high pass. It's hauled in. Nice play there.
Threw it right where the Blue Gold defense couldn't get at it.
Logan Page with a great catch. High pointing the ball and corralling the football.
He did.
21-yard gain there for Logan Page, brings up a first down.
High pointing the ball on defense is as important as it is on offense.
Yes, it is. First down, 48-yard line. Pitch goes to Gumi. Gets a block. And he tumbles across the 45-yard line to the 43.
The north-south runner ran right through the tackle of Will Cambio and got some good yardage.
8-yard gain there. Gumi up to 89 yards. Likely to be the first one to 100.
Get the feeling that the rhythm and the tempo is in favor of the Hillman here in the third quarter.
5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. 2nd and 2, 44-yard line. Blitz coming off the edge. And a handoff goes to Gumi. He's got almost enough for a first down. It depends on the spot.
Taylor service on the tackle. One of the issues with stunting, of course, is you oftentimes leave a gap, and it's a gamble when you stunt. Sometimes it
is
works.
A first down.
Sometimes it works, and other times it doesn't. Tom Lee, the head coach, defensive coordinator, signaling in his adjustments.
Down to 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Another blitz coming off the edge. And pass is incomplete.
Good coverage that time again by Mason Viner.
Looking for Jesse Martin.
Boy, the Blue Gold defensive backs, Aiden Lee and Mason Viner and Will Cambio, Joe Salvadelli, and Michael Liam have played well.
2nd and 10. Trips to the far side. Handoff goes Gumi. Skips outside and runs into a couple of tacklers. Tackled down at the 34-yard line. Gets a gain of about 7-8 yards before he's taken down.
Ethan Roop on a tackle. And the Eagles like to do that, what you're seeing here. They send trips to the wide side and then they run to the boundary side.
By my count, he is a yard short of 100.
How accurate do you think you are?
I'm within, I'd call the margin of error 2 or 3 yards.
All right.
Handoff goes to Gumi. I'm saying he's got 100 now.
Yeah, that was a tough extra yards there. Short of the first down. But over 100, huh?
That's what I have him for.
Let's hope the Eagles can get somebody running the ball tomorrow. That's been one of their
It's not really one of
struggles.
Their strengths.
No, not at all.
To say the least.
One game, they were over 100 the entire season.
It's tough. Pitch goes to Gumi. Stiff arms a man. He's got some running room. Gets pushed out of bounds, 23-yard line. Good first down run there for John Gumi.
Yeah, but Charlie Langenberg hit him, too, at 6'1", 240, and he just ran through his tackle.
If you take if you were able to see my stat sheet right now, it's a tale of two different styles of teams. You see McLean with a ton of passing attempts and Gumi with a ton of rushing attempts. Mm-hmm. And then you look at Aquinas and there's 7 different ball carriers. Handoff goes to Gumi again. He's going to be close to a first down.
It's not your typical spreadsheet, huh?
No, it's not.
I'm sure you know how to put things on a spreadsheet, though.
I do. Looks like Gumi probably has enough for a first down. They're going to take a measurement. While they do that, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV. Stop.
Viterbo University students think about creating a better future. They feel inspired by their professors and peers and believe they will change the world. Viterbo University offers students an affordable education with a 4-year graduation guarantee and 100% placement rate. Plus, at Viterbo, students enjoy support at every step with a close-knit campus community in beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. Schedule a campus visit today.
Welcome back, everybody. It was enough for a first down for John Gumi. 3:38 left in the third quarter. He needed 3, he got 4. Pitch goes to John Gumi. Runs over one tackler and is stopped at the 15-yard line.
First time we've seen that option. Run out of bounds by Service again. He's played awful well this entire game. The Hillman love the boundary side and another holding.
We have a penalty flag way at the end of the play. I think you may be right.
Too many holding calls. I just hope that there's validity to those calls.
So that run is wiped out. Back to the 26-yard line. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Makes it 1st and 15.
With the penalty, ball is now spotted at the 26-yard line. 1st and 15.
Some good breaks for the Blue Goals on this drive.
Lancaster taking down Osseo Fairchild 56-12. Lancaster played in the conference with Aquinas, as we all know. Pass is broken up. Is it intercepted?
I guess not. It looked like
no,
it
it's
was.
not.
Again, great pass defense by the Blue Goals.
The other team that dominated the SWAL, Mineral Point, leading Melrose Mindoro 52-0 in the third quarter. Onalaska has taken a 1-point lead over Monroe 24-23. Reedsburg extends their lead to 24-7 over Sparta.
Ooh, that's not good.
Bangor leading Webster 33-0 in the third quarter. They got to score a little bit more to get their running clock again. You mentioned all their games have been running clock plays. McLean trying to back shoulder, and it's broken up.
Oh, Salvadelli again, trying to pick on that kid. 2 times in a row,
He's
was
too good.
up to the challenge.
That's right. Holman has extended their lead to 27-10 over Watertown in the third quarter. So as many scores as I can pass on to you, I will.
See if you can get a central score for
It's
our
the one
viewers.
I'm missing. McLean, plenty of time to throw now. The pocket collapses, and he's taken down. A sack.
He did. I think he held on to the ball too
Riley
long.
Haig coming in, making the play.
Yeah, Riley Haig has not played a lot on defense, and he certainly was important part of that play. Disrupted the timing, and again, I thought possibly Tyler McLean held on to it too long.
May have been a case of just trying to get rid of it. Now it's 4th and forever. 4th and 25. My goodness. And they're going to go. McLean steps up, fires across to the sideline. It's going to be short of the first down. Turnover on downs, but they get some of the field position battle taken care of.
Jesse Martin on the catch, but not enough for a first down, as you said. Ball security now, Carl, pretty important with the ball on the 20-yard line.
Even inside the 20.
Actually at the 16. My eyes are failing me here. My ears and my eyes.
What's going well for you, Terry?
My running's going well. I'm still
Well, that's
running
good.
a lot of races.
Hollett with the carry.
Will Schaefer on the tackle.
No running anytime soon for a race?
I think the next one will probably be the Festival Foods Turkey Trot.
Okay. That's Thanksgiving morning, is it not?
That's right.
Okay. I'll be part of a bowling tournament at Playmore Lanes Thursday morning, the turkey shoot.
Oh, good for you.
Hollett with a carry. High stepping through some tacklers, and he's taken down by a wall of white.
If you can't bowl, I guess you run, huh? Because I never was a good bowler.
I picked it up when my wife and I got married, and I came to be a pretty good bowler. Carry about a 180 average.
Are you in a league too?
Actually, I haven't been in a league for a couple years, so it's one of the few times a year I get to bowl now, and so we'll see if I still have it. It's probably just like riding a bike.
Yeah, I would hope. So your wife makes the dinner and you bowl?
Oh no, we're still at that age where we go to someone else's house for Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to my brother's house. So
we usually have everybody at our house.
Yeah,
another measurement.
My mom and dad will be there, and my uncle, and we'll have a nice Thanksgiving meal together. Then we have another one at my in-laws' house. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
2 turkeys.
World Series score: Houston 2-0, bottom of 3.
Yeah, the Nationals with a 2-0 lead, coming home to D.C. The first World Series game played in Washington, D.C. since the beginning of the FDR administration.
Yeah. What?
1933.
You do your homework and research for this broadcast, huh? That's just part of your daily.
That's just what I do.
Reads, yeah.
When you have a passion for something, you pay a lot of attention to it. Baseball is my passion. Handoff goes to Hollett. He's got some room to run, and across the 40-yard line, first down, Ashton Hollett.
Yeah, got some nice blocking. Langberg and Langerberg with a nice block. Barra service. Riley Haig.
15-yard gain there for Ashton Hollett. Clock continues to run, 1:23 left in the third quarter. 14-7, Aquinas still with a lead. They got that touchdown in the second quarter to take that lead. Pitch goes to Ashton Hollett again, and nowhere to run that time as he's smothered.
Eagles having a little tough time on the edge.
I'm going to take a look at one of our sponsors for tonight, Edward Jones. The broadcast of today's game is brought to you by Corey Roop, your La Crosse Edward Jones financial advisor at 609 4th Street South in La Crosse. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Stop by or visit edwardjones.com. That's Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Boy, again, Hollett is getting an abundance of carries here tonight. Yeah, Corey Roop, of course, his father, Ethan Roop, who leads the Blue Goals in tackling. Good supporter of Aquinas. Good supporter of the Boys and Girls Club.
5-yard gain there for Hollett brings up 3rd down and 5. The seconds are ticking down on the third quarter, and I think we will go to a break. It is 7-14 at the end of the third quarter. Aquinas still hanging on to that 1 touchdown lead. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action right here on KQEG TV.
Dinner tonight? Don't go just anywhere. Make it special. A fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana. Real, authentic Mexican food made fresh every single day. Quesadillas, fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, and don't forget the margaritas. Looking for a place for a special celebration? Well, Fiesta Mexicana can handle groups up to 65 people. Their party planners will help you with a special menu or a delicious Mexican buffet. They can even cater a party in your home. So make it special. Make it Fiesta Mexicana on Mormon Cooley Road at the south end of La Crosse.
Mix 96 and 107.3 La Crosse. I'm Reed Magnum.
And I'm Chelsea Lynn. And boy, what a fun summer that was.
It was a fun summer. We gave away 2 prize packages, Chelsea.
Yes.
First one with Pepsi, the Ariana Grande prize package. Second one with Mountain Dew, the Jonas Brothers. And the prize packages to Milwaukee, hotel stay, $200 spending money, and a $100 gas card in addition to the pair of great seats. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of water park passes.
Yes.
So thank you guys for a great summer.
Welcome back, everybody. Carl Greenfield, Terry Erickson. Fourth quarter action here at Roger Herring Stadium. The Aquinas Blue Golds up 14-0. Reedsburg with a 30-7 lead over Sparta in the early fourth quarter, and it looks like unless something turns around quickly, the magical season for the Sparta Spartans may come to a close. Pitch goes as there's a pre-snap penalty.
I know a lot of people might not be surprised with that score, but I am.
I am as well.
Their ability to contain Cole Wisniewski surprises the heck out of me.
Yeah. Playing what may amount to be his final game as a high schooler. Bright future, of course, at North Dakota State next year.
Multi-sport athlete. Probably go down in record as the best quarterback that ever played at Sparta.
We've had a safety in Watertown. Holman now up 29-10. It was 27. Swing pass over to Mason Viner is complete.
Mason Viner is a principal receiver on those bubble screens because of his breakaway speed. And showed that several times this season.
Viner makes a catch, brings up 4th down and 6. A seesaw battle in Onalaska. Monroe now takes a 31-24 lead near the end of the third quarter.
That also surprises me.
Like you said, a number 7 seed. And Terry, you'll be happy Bangor's got their running clock. They're up 40-0 now.
We just might be there next week. So
that's right. We'll see.
I know Bangor just loves to have the KQEG staff in town.
Cambio's punt is a line drive knuckleball, and it takes a beautiful bounce all the way to the goal line, and it is downed on the 1-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
Official right there, too, marked it correctly.
Wow.
A discussion now. I think whether or not
the blue gold touching it was touching the goal line. This is the right time to have a conference here and make sure you get the call right.
If you're not certain as the back judge, yeah, but you should be certain, and he wasn't, so he asks for help, and the ball goes.
Looks like it's being overruled, and it's going to be a touchback. Wow. Big change there.
I'd like to be a part of that conversation to see what that was all about. Usually you make that decision on your own.
1st and 10, 20-yard line. Just underway fourth quarter. Aquinas still holding on to a 1-score lead. Pitch goes to Gumi. He's got plenty of running room. He lowers his shoulder, and he gets across the 30-yard line. First down for Platteville.
Looked like a broken play, and Cambio made the hit for a first down. Blue Goals holding on to a slight lead, and Blue Goal fans, certainly a sense of worry here, only up by 7 as we approach the 11-minute mark.
Handoff goes again to Gumi. He's stopped immediately.
Right into Lenny Boberg, defensive lineman. Blue Goals have made some timely hits. Several Blue Goals have stepped up.
After the third quarter, GET in the lead 32-12. So that is the other side of this bracket. So winner of this one will likely be headed to Gale Ettrick Trempealeau High School next week. Back to pass. Oh, one-handed catch attempt there by Logan Page and almost picked off.
Yeah, the pass was intended for wide receiver Logan Page, as you said, but 2 Hillman receivers pretty close together. Somebody ran the wrong route.
Brings up 3rd down and 10. Milton takes a 36-26 lead. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down. 36-26 late 3rd quarter. Update from Todd Sommerfelt, who was there. So Central trailing by 10. Got some work to do.
Central is just kind of a mystery lately.
I was just going to say they've been baffling this year because they've got all the talent in the world, and it just hasn't quite come together as a unit.
It hasn't.
Fair catch called for.
Get away from it.
And it rolls out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Quinn Miskowski almost made a big mistake. Well, going back to what you said, the Hilltoppers just dismantling the Red Raiders, 41-0, and then Central just barely getting by West Salem on a 2-point conversion. It
was a gutsy call, and it was really probably the right call. You know, we had Rick Wilson and Jesse Von Ruden there last week, and you know, great play call there. Got it to Johnny Davis, your best offensive weapon, and able to propel Central into the playoffs with that play. Hollett heads in motion. Handoff goes to Reutemann. He powers his way up the middle and going to be close to 1st down yardage. Matthew Reutemann, again, showing great inside running ability.
He did. He hit the hole quickly like Blue Goals of the past have done, but good blocking at the point of attack. But going back to Central, it's just they started strong, and I don't know, they've just been hard to figure out. Not that the wheels have fallen off the proverbial bus, but there's just something missing there.
2nd and a foot. Handoff goes to Hollett. He's got a 1st down and a couple more.
Hollett going behind the right side of that line. Taylor Service with a good block. The senior. Holman, of course, the first time since 2012, by the way, they have not been 1st or 2nd in the MVC.
Isn't that unbelievable?
They ended up third
behind Onalaska number 1 and Sparta number 2.
Shows you the balance.
Handoff goes to Reutemann up the middle. Gains a couple before he's taken down.
Classic Blue Gold football now, with certainly the game plan to run the clock out and stay on the ground. And exactly.
Holman now taking a 36-10 lead in Watertown. Rick Wilson and the gang over there calling that one.
I think they'll stop and get one of those big donuts by that truck stop before they head back to lacrosse.
It's like anytime you go to Osseo, you got to hit up the Norski Nook.
Well, there's a similar one.
Back to pass, and he's wide open. Touchdown! Touchdown, Blue Golds, Will Cambio.
Yeah, Will
45
Cambio,
yards.
Who was the star last week on this field against the Luther Knights. Just a straight streak pattern down the heart of Roger Herring Stadium and wide open. Hit him in stride, too.
Perfect pass, perfect route, and nobody in front of him but green turf and a maroon end zone.
And a perfect call by offensive coordinator Steve Kramer.
Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, pop the pass, and they got it. Cambio, after scoring the touchdown, he gets all the points.
He did.
Tacks on the extra point, makes it 21-7. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the fourth quarter. 8:41 to go in the game. It's 21-7. Aquinas in the lead. We'll be right back.
You know Boyer's Furniture. We've been in business over 100 years selling quality furniture at budget prices. But who's choosing the furniture we're selling?
We picked out sofas, and more sofas. We picked out love seats, and more love seats.
We picked out recliners.
Recliners and more recliners.
Dining room furniture. Bedroom furniture.
With buyers like these and USA brands like Ashley, Marshfield, and Best, you can't do better than Boyer Furniture.
Mix 96 and 107.3 Lacrosse. I'm Reed Magnum.
And I'm Chelsea Lynn. And boy, what a fun summer that was.
It was a fun summer. We gave away 2 prize packages, Chelsea.
Yes.
First one with Pepsi, the Ariana Grande prize package. Second one with Mountain Dew, the Jonas Brothers. And the prize packages to Milwaukee, hotel stay, $200 spending money, and a $100 gas card in addition to the pair of great seats. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of water park passes.
Yes.
So thank you guys for a great summer.
At the 17-yard line, Cambio's kick after his touchdown, and the returner's taken down at the 27-yard line, 28 looks like.
I continue to be impressed with this coverage team. Blue Goals have shown vast improvement. That time Dylan Halverson made the hit.
They gave him forward progress all the way to the 30-yard line, but nevertheless, 8:33 to go. Aquinas now with a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7. And how about the freshman Jackson Flottmeyer making that pass? McLean throws complete.
Bill Walsh, short game pass. Looks like we have an injury, too, on a Platteville player.
And he's very slow to move. That's Logan Page. Made the catch and didn't get up. And rolling around now, he's getting up under his own power. Well, that's good to see, but Logan Page obviously not 100% leaving the field there.
In the middle of 2 blue-gold defensive backs.
We certainly want to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game. And Kirchner Custom Builders is no exception. They're your residential and commercial building partners. They do it all from large commercial buildings to beautiful custom-built homes. Kirchner works with you hand in hand until your project is finished. Visit their website at KirchnerCustomBuilders.com. Handoff goes to John Gumi, and a first down and then some.
Good yardage. Going back to the Kirchner boys, there's been many of them that have been outstanding football players here for the Blue Gold. So Andy, one of them.
9-yard gain, first down for John Gumi. Midfield. Platteville certainly not out of this. Down 2 scores, but explosive players on the offensive side. They've got trips to the near side. McLean back to throw. Slings it down the far sideline. It looks like an interception, and it is.
Perfect stride for stride, and oh my goodness, and a flag afterwards. Interception, Joe Salvadelli. He has not been beaten the entire evening. And what is this penalty now? Celebration, or somebody say something? I mean, come on.
I don't know what it is exactly, but it flew right after the play was over. So the interception is going to stand. And it's a personal foul against Platteville.
Yeah.
So adding insult to injury there.
Sometimes some of those penalties, though, can just be avoided, or you can just
mitigated by
just saying, fellas, now don't spoil the game here now. Behave yourself.
Diffuse the situation.
Well, good officials diffuse at in every sport. We're taught that at the NC2A level to work on our ability to diffuse.
Following the penalty.
So the Blue Golds get the ball and great field position now. A chance to really step on the gas here. Blue Golds line up in another tight formation. Man in motion. Handoff goes up the middle.
You ask your offensive line now, Carl, just to improve their blocking, stay with their man, and get yards and first downs and manage the clock.
And that's Dylan Halverson with the first carry of the night for him. That is the 8th different ball carrier for the Aquinas Blue Golds. Whereas Platteville, John Goomy has 19 carries, and McLean has 9 carries. That's it.
Spread the
Just
wealth
2.
and run by committee, huh?
Hollett on the jet sweep, takes the handoff and goes to the 45-yard line, gets a couple. He's been a pleasant surprise tonight.
Yes. Not in our depth chart. 3rd and 5. Blue Goals need a first down to keep this drive alive.
78 yards on 15 carries for Ashton Hollett. Six and a half minutes to go in the game. Aquinas by 14, up 21-7. 2 receivers out wide. Pitch goes to Hollett. He's got blockers. He's got running room, and he's taking people with him. No messing around there from Ashton Hollett, and a big gain, 10 yards, first down. Aquinas keeps the ball moving, keeps the clock moving.
Well, balance out your play. Go inside, and then set them up for something on the edge. Blue goes with a big first down.
Ace of Lacrosse in the Shelby Mall is your work and play headquarters. Whatever you need for that home improvement project, you'll find it all at Ace. And when it's time to play, check out Ace Sportsland for your hunting and fishing supplies. Talk to the experts at Ace of Lacrosse in the Shelby Mall. That's right, hunting season is upon us. My boss, Luke, shot a deer a couple days ago, and he's been out trying to track him ever since. He's not even sure if he's out there dead.
So he's leaving you in charge then.
That's right. So it is hunting season. Gun season will be on us in about a month as the penalty flags fly. So Ace of Lacrosse, it's right near my house, so I stop there for whenever I find myself stopped in my tracks in a home improvement project. They've always been my go-to place.
So some good advice.
That's right.
I get that from Home Depot too. I get good advice when
Yep.
and I need quite a bit of advice actually. So maybe I should go. Maybe I should follow you and into
Ace of Lacrosse.
Ace of Lacrosse, yeah.
Been a couple times where I've needed a tool that I don't have at my house, and they have a rent-a-tool program over there too.
It looks like blood on the arm of Taylor Service.
I think that was part of the reason why he left earlier.
Riley Clark takes his spot in the offensive line.
Inside handoff, nowhere to go. Looks like that was possibly Lenny Boberg.
Yeah, and tackled again by Kyle Rundy.
Fiesta Mexicana for truly delicious, authentic, and fresh Mexican food. Make it Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side. Burritos, fajitas, tacos, chimichangas, and margaritas in multiple flavors. Sit inside or outside on their patio, which will probably be closing soon because it's getting cold outside. But they cater and can host your next party or special event. Make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side. That's my go-to Mexican place. Nice run there around the outside. Quinn Miskowski making the play.
He's got
going to be very close to a first down.
He's got the speed, Carl, to break one too. So your favorite is probably a margarita at that place, huh?
They make a good one. Looks like they needed 14 on that one, or 15 on that one, and they got 14, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 4 minutes, 12 seconds left to go. Aquinas driving inside Platteville territory. Howlett in motion. Handoff goes to Halverson. He's got some running room. He makes a man miss. Dylan Halverson, he's got the corner. Oh, he stopped right before the goal line.
Boy, got some great blocks, too. Geez, credit that Blue Gold offensive line. Oh, my goodness, have they opened up some holes.
Stopped at the 1 yard line. Dylan Halverson was right there. And he's probably saying, give it to me again, coach. I want to get in the end zone, but he's actually getting substituted for. Looks like he's in a little bit of pain.
Matt Reutemann in for him, number 20.
Reutemann has had a fantastic game. Man goes in motion, handoff to Reutemann, touchdown, Blue Golds.
Easy touchdown, too. Just great blocking on that right side. Riley Haig, the principal blocker.
That's Reutemann's 9th carry of the game. He's been a little bit quieter in the second half, but he did have a touchdown in the first half, had 46 yards there. And now he's up to 72 yards on those 9 carries. Kick is up, and it is good. Will Cambio 4 for 4 on his extra points.
Yeah, out of the hold of Quinn Miskalski. Extends the Blue Gold lead.
Take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight's game. That's Clayson Buick GMC. For 40 years, Clayson has been your choice for quality new and used vehicles, serving as your La Crosse Buick and GMC dealer of choice. Clayson services the entire tri-state area, offering fair prices, outstanding customer support, and the best service and parts department for all new and pre-owned Buicks and GMC products. That's Clayson Buick GMC on La Crosse's south side. And La Crosse Sign Group, another one of our sponsors for tonight's game.
Somebody did a lot of work here in the last week.
Their mission is to help your company make a statement in your industry using leading sign design technology, quality craftsmanship, and superior business sign design. Give La Crosse Sign a call to see what they can do to help you showcase your business. La Crosse Sign on Oak Forest Drive on Alaska.
You were talking about Clayson. I have fond memories of Sam Clayson playing football here for the Blue Golds. Now I think works for the police department.
The kickoff squibs, and it's returned by number 7, Nick Cullen. Close to the 40-yard line.
Tackle by Joe Penchie. Andy Kirshner, watching our broadcast here, we talked about him and, of course, how he excelled on the football field.
Final score from Reedsburg. Sparta's season comes to a close. They lose 37-7. A disappointing end to what was a wonderful season for the Sparta Spartans. And even though they're going to go home disappointed tonight, they really should be very proud of the season that they put together, and that program has a very bright future.
Well, Brian Pottinger, who I know the family, his dad, Laverne Pottinger, who worked for Mike Farley, the head coach at River Falls, and learned the wishbone offense, the triple option, had tremendous success at Rice Lake. And now Brian, his son, the head coach at Reedsburg, runs the same offense. And they obviously had a good game beating a very, very good Sparta team here this evening.
And trickery, the pass goes backwards.
Yeah, throwback
and
pass.
Run over. What a run there.
Didn't fool the Blue Goals. Number 79 caught that.
I see Garrett Baxter as number 79.
Yeah, lined up in the backfield.
Because, of course.
Reported eligible, obviously.
Yeah.
Blue Goals ready for that trickery, too.
McLean with plenty of time. Penalty flag flies. He takes it. Oh, a big hit. 40-yard line. Good to see everybody pop up after that, but we'll see what the penalty flag's about. It's kind of in the vicinity of holding.
Oh, come on, guys. Do you know when you get to work at the college and the NFL level, every single penalty is they clip it out and review it with you to see how valid the play is.
Nevertheless, the penalty is called, and it's going to back up the Hillmen. They're clinging to 3 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock. They're down 3 scores. They're going to need a minor miracle, but stranger things have happened on the football field, Terry.
I don't think this is the game where that strange thing will occur.
Pass is caught. Penalty flag flies.
Oh, now what do we have?
And we've got a late penalty flag coming in from the back judge. So we may have 2 fouls on the play. Ineligible man downfield. And then what is the call from the back of the play?
Who knows? I get frustrated with the quality of some officiating, I must admit.
Ineligible man downfield is the call. I still don't see an indication as to what the flag was from the deep official. And they're walking it back. There was one penalty called by 2 different men at 2 vastly different times, is what it appears to be.
Now at the 37-yard line, it remains first down.
Well, some of that can, as you said, can be diffused. That was a unsportsmanlike penalty. I mean, guys,
and the ball goes back even further. Appeared to be a personal foul.
The Holman Vikings are moving on, defeating Watertown 36-10. So Holman moves on.
And they'll be playing undefeated Hartford, which is the only undefeated team in Division II, according to my chart.
A big test next week. Pass his arm was hit. They're going to call it an incomplete pass, rightfully so, I believe.
I think it was hit by Charlie Langenberg.
Got hit as he was coming forward, and the ball popped straight up in the air. It was an interception opportunity if someone had been aware of how high that was flying. 2:38 to go, fourth quarter, 2nd and 40? Sure. I'll go with that. I'm going to believe the scoreboard. I'm not going to try and figure out how far back they are. They're on their own 22-yard line and have to get to the opposite 37. So whatever that amounts to. Handoff goes to Gumi. He gets pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Good run there, John Gumi.
Good play call, too. Ethan Roop again on the tackle, but Blue goes in soft coverage, giving up some yardage. And
bend, don't break.
Exact, not wanting to give up a home run. So I would assume that we will be covering the Vikings next week as they travel south and a little bit to the west.
East.
East.
We're about as far west in the state as we can get.
I guess the east, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know where Hartford is, it's right by the Slinger area off of I-41, north of Oconomowoc. McLean tosses the pass. It's incomplete. We've got some whistles and going to be 4th down.
Oh, whistles but no flags. That's encouraging.
It's refreshing. .220 to go, fourth quarter. 4th and 29. Kyle Rundy will be making the punt. And nobody is deep to receive this kick. And it is kicked away. Mason Viner lets it go. He was the nearest one to it, I suppose. And it rolls down dead at the 37-yard line, which, ironically, is the line to gain.
There's a little irony in that, is right.
So 2:12 to go, fourth quarter.
So the only area team that has secured the second round is Holman.
So far, Sparta has gone down. See if I can get an update on the Onalaska-Monroe seesaw battle. Mineral Point took down Melrose Mindoro 59-0.
Ooh, that's not a good way for the Mustangs to end the year.
Still no update on the Monroe-Onalaska game. Was that a pitch?
Looked like a fumble.
Whatever it is, it's still Aquinas ball, but Miskowski ends up with it.
Yeah. Was Joe Penchie with it? Was he the recipient of that fumble too?
Joe Penke picked it up. We've called his name on the special teams a couple times.
Yeah.
And he was a bright spot on offense coming in, providing a spark at the end of the game last week against Luther. 79 yards and a touchdown on the ground.
Boy, Jack Coleman is, if we're going to pick a special team player here this evening, it would be him.
Penke goes in motion and he takes the handoff and he's got a first down. That is the ninth. I repeat, ninth different ball carrier for the Aquinas Blue Golds tonight.
That might be a Blue Gold record. Talk about developing running backs.
It's just a next man up mentality. Just over a minute to go. The clock keeps ticking. It's kneel down time for Jackson Flottmeyer. Victory formation for the Aquinas Blue Golds, and that is a satisfying way to finish it for Coach Tom Lee and the Aquinas Blue Golds.
Aquinas president of Catholic schools, Ted Knutson, down to congratulate his coaches. He was quite an athlete here himself, along with his twin sons.
3 minutes to go in the game over in Onalaska. Monroe holds a 31-24 lead.
Ooh, we'll have to get the rest of that game here as we close this broadcast.
And the clock will tick down. The final score, Aquinas 28, and they're moving on to level 2. Their first trip to the postseason in 7 years comes with a victory.
Boy, and a great victory too when you look at the fact that their heart and soul of their offense, Gavin Wetzel, that leader, out with an injury. Hopefully it's not serious, perhaps just an ankle sprain. And then the freshman, Jackson Flottmeyer, comes in. He deserves a lot of credit for handling the offense and not having any turnovers. But, you know, the Blue Gold defense, and I'm going to collectively give player of the game to those defensive backs. I mean, they just played an incredible game. And certainly Joe Salvadelli was one of them.
If I were to pick an individual, I would pick Joe Salvadelli. He was blanketing those receivers all game, had that interception late in the ball game, and he really poured it on. Kind of an honorable mention to Jackson Flottmeyer filling in for Gavin Wetzel.
Absolutely.
Did a nice job, had that touchdown pass to Will Cambio that really kind of sealed the deal in the fourth quarter. And turning over to the Platteville Hillman.
I would say my player of the game would be John Gumi. Played well on both sides of the field.
He was their leading rusher, had well over 100 yards, and the lone touchdown run for the Platteville Hillman. We called his name quite a bit. I would have to completely agree on that one.
And Kyle Rundy on defense, he would be my player of the game. So it's been a fun one. We'll be back with you next week from probably GET.
I would imagine so. GET was up by 20 the last time I checked.
You think there's any way we can get GET to come and play here?
It's a much nicer setup, I'm sure.
I don't think
but
that's going to
I don't think they're going to go for that. So odds are we'll be on the road heading to GET, and the Holman Vikings will be heading on the road to
Hartford.
For
that game. And
they're going to make another long road trip across the state. They went to Watertown tonight, and they're going to be going to Hartford next week. A couple of long road trips, but this is going to be a fun ride home on the bus for the Holman Vikings as they won 36-10 earlier tonight.
And we can try to convince Rick that we could stay locally, so you and I to GET High School.
It's very possible that that's where we'll end up, and if that is, I'll be seeing you next week. But wherever we will be, we will make sure to keep you abreast of all of our happenings on our Facebook page. Check the website. Be sure to check in to see who we're covering next week. It will likely be the Aquinas Blue Golds and the Holman Vikings, but just keep an eye open for all of that. So for my partner, Terry Erickson, for Kyle up on camera, high atop Roger Herring Stadium tonight, trying to keep his hands warm, I'm Carl Greenfield. I want to thank you for joining us on tonight's game. Final score, Aquinas Blue Golds 28, Platteville Hillman 7. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week, featuring the Platteville Hillman and the Aquinas Blue Golds. Tonight's game was made possible by our sponsors. A special thanks to our streaming sponsor, Viterbo University. Our game has also been sponsored by Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. By Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. By Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. By Fiesta Mexicana, for great Mexican food, make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana on Mormon Cooley Road on the south side of La Crosse. By Edward Jones and your advisor in La Crosse, Corey Roop, helping you make sense of investing. Edward Jones. Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home, serving the Cooley region for over 90 years. Ace of La Crosse in the Shelby Mall, your work and play headquarters. By Battery Mart, with batteries for your car, boat, tractor, lawnmower, even your snowblower, Battery Mart. By La Crosse Sign Group, bringing your vision to life. La Crosse Sign Group. By Cooley Bank, bank with confidence and totally free checking at Cooley Bank. Palinger Electric, La Crosse's premier electrical contractors, Palinger Electric. By Clayson Buick GMC, discover the difference at Clayson Buick GMC. By Festival Foods in the Three Rivers Plaza, it's the little things at Festival Foods. By Kirshner Custom Builders, for residential and commercial construction, call Kirshner Custom Builders. And by Bacalar Sausage, making quality sausage products since 1935. Thanks for watching High School Football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.